There comes a moment in every person's life when they must look beyond the surface, beyond the roles they have been assigned, and truly confront the questions that define their essence. For many, this moment is transformative, filled with discovery, growth, and liberation. The truth is, we often don't know who we are until we begin asking the right questions. These are the kinds of questions that dive deeper than the surface, beyond the everyday routines and distractions. The three most eye-opening questions to ask yourself are, what am I afraid of and why? What makes me feel most alive? And what truth am I avoiding? These questions are not just thought-provoking. They have the power to unveil your hidden self, the parts of you that have been buried under layers of fear, doubt, and external expectations. Fear is the first barrier to understanding who we truly are. It is the feeling that stops us from taking risks, from dreaming big, and from embracing the fullness of our potential. When we ask ourselves, what am I afraid of and why, we open up the possibility of freedom. Fear often holds us captive because it feels like a shield, but it is actually the thing that keeps us locked in place. It keeps us from reaching for the stars because we believe that we might fall. But if we take the time to understand where our fear comes from, whether it's a past hurt, societal pressure, or an inner critic, we can begin to peel away its layers. Fear loses its power when we look it in the face and confront it, and in doing so, we uncover the hidden self that has been overshadowed by this paralyzed. Imagine walking in your father's shoes for a moment. For many, a father represents a guide, a mentor, or even a model of strength and vulnerability. But what happens when we stop simply following his footsteps and start asking ourselves the deeper questions about his own journey? We begin to see the man behind the role, the person who had dreams, struggles, and experiences long before he became the father figure. Walking in your father's shoes doesn't just mean carrying on his legacy or repeating his patterns. It means understanding his pain, wisdom, and the silent moments that shaped him. When you do this, you realize that your journey is not isolated. It is part of a legacy that carries the weight of generations before you. When we ask the question, what makes me feel most alive, we tap into a deep reservoir of passion and purpose that may have been dormant for years. Most of us are conditioned to ignore the things that bring us joy. We are told that practical choices, stability, and security are the most important aspects of life. But the truth is, we are happiest when we are doing what makes us come alive, whether it's creating something new, helping others, or simply experiencing the world in a way that fills our hearts with joy. Those moments of aliveness are the markers of our truest self. When we ask this question, we start to reveal what we were truly created for. We begin to understand that life is not about following a set of rules, but about following the call of our soul. It's about embracing the things that make us feel connected to something greater than ourselves. Asking, what truth am I avoiding, is perhaps the hardest question of all. The truth has a way of being uncomfortable. It forces us to confront the realities we've been hiding from, whether it's a relationship that no longer serves us, a dream we've put on the shelf, or the unresolved pain we've carried for years. The truth is not easy to face, but it is the key to face. When we face the truth, we begin to shed the layers of self-deception and begin to live authentically. Walking in your father's shoes can also reveal the truths he may have kept hidden. The truth of his struggles, his fears, and his triumphs, often unspoken, are what make him who he is. And understanding those truths helps you better understand your own. It gives you the strength to confront your own truths and move forward with clarity and confidence. In every person's life, there comes a time when they must choose. Will they continue to live based on fear, comfort, and avoidance? Or will they embrace the unknown and unlock their true potential? The three eye-opening questions. What am I afraid of and why? What makes me feel most alive, and what truth am I avoiding? Hold the power to shatter the illusions we have built around ourselves. These questions are the keys that unlock the door to our true identity. They force us to stop living by default and begin living intentionally. They challenge us to confront the fears and truths that have held us back for too long. But the moment we face them, we begin to experience the freedom, joy, and empowerment that come with knowing who we really are. Each of us carries within us a legacy, a story that is deeply intertwined with the lives of those who came before us. For many, that legacy includes the influence of a father. Walking in your father's shoes is not just a metaphorical exercise. It's a way of connecting with the very essence of who you are. Your father's pain, wisdom, and legacy shape the person you have become. Well, understanding this gives you the power to step into your life with a sense of purpose, knowing that the questions you ask yourself are not just about your own growth, but about the ways you honor those who paved the way for you. When you understand where you come from, you can more fully embrace where you are going. As you begin to walk in your father's shoes, there is a profound realization that comes with this. The pain, wisdom, and legacy your father carries are not always immediately visible. But when you start asking yourself these three eye-opening questions, you may uncover parts of his story that are hidden beneath the surface. The things he never said, the lessons he never explicitly taught, are waiting to be discovered. Walking in his shoes doesn't mean carrying his burdens, but rather understanding his journey. It means embracing the idea that your life is part of a much larger narrative, one that is rich with history, experience, and wisdom. Asking, what am I afraid of and why, is a question that cuts straight to the heart of the matter. Fear is not always rational, and it often has a way of keeping us from stepping into our fullest potential. When you ask this question, you start to unravel the reasons why fear has been holding you back. Maybe it's fear of failure, fear of not living up to expectations, or fear of repeating the mistakes of the past. But fear is a part of every journey, including your father's. He likely faced moments when fear threatened to paralyze him, and yet he pushed through. The courage to move forward, even in the face of fear, is one of the greatest gifts you can inherit from him. Understanding what you fear and why is the first step in letting go of its control over your life.